Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I hope all of you well and happy. As usual. So before we start this morning Q&A session, so we will do a little study about entering into middle way. We really need to have to be very serious about our studying. We are not just study Dharma for only about curiosity. We are not studying the Dharma as our cultures, traditions. Also, we are not studying the Dharma just for having a lot of knowledge about Dharma, want to know what is the differences between Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Not about anything. Only thing, we study the Dharma, we have been studying Dharma in order to be freed from suffering, in order to achieve the lasting happiness. The happiness which is we always wish to achieve, it must be achieved through its own causes and conditions. And the suffering which is we wish to eliminate, we have to eliminate, we have to abandon through abandoning the causes and condition of sufferings. Among the causes and condition of sufferings, the ignorance is the root. All the negative thoughts, all the defiled minds we have is triggered by ignorance. Therefore, studying about entering into middle way is mainly for study about how we evolve to cut about the root of the samsara. Therefore, at the beginning, Chandrakirti introduced us the Buddha, Bodhisattva, hearer and solitary realizer, self-realizer, all their practices first must come from through study. Therefore, at the beginning, the first three stanzas are very important to introduce us how to practice the path. Then when we practice the path, when we practice the Dharma, then we always have a problem with the anger, attachment, desire, other negative thoughts. Therefore, in order to reduce the attachment, then Buddha explained practice of generosity. Through practicing generosity, we can reduce attachment, stingy, clinging on our everythings. So when we reduce the attachment and clinging about our belongings, our things, still in deep down we have a sense of harming to others. Somebody harm to us, also we get angry. In order to control the gross negative thoughts, then Buddha explained, introduce us, practice the ethical discipline. Most of the time, when we think about practicing ethical discipline, we think we just adopt the vows, we just maintain the vows, don't break the vows. This is one way how to practice ethical discipline. Not only, just maintain the vows. When we think, I want to fight with someone, when you have a thought for fighting with someone, this also we need to control. Otherwise, we not consider, we practice ethical discipline. Then, after we reduce, attachment, able to control the gross negative thoughts, but the deep down, the seeds of anger is always there. Therefore, the third ground or third bhumi explained and teach us how to control the anger. Therefore, at the beginning, wish everybody have a pure thought about practicing, studying this, entering into middle way for controlling all the negative thoughts, which gives us a lot of sufferings, which make a lot of problems with others. Therefore, whether you are believer or non-believer, we can see the negative thoughts are the main cause to produce a lot of problems within ourselves, within others, the whole world. Therefore, please think today I'm going to study entering the middle way for reducing all the negative thoughts, particularly ignorance. Okay, so we will start the class, page number 5. The third ground, the luminous, is mainly about patience. Because the fire brings off the fuel of all phenomena, produces light here. This third ground is called the luminous. Here, the child of the Tathagata perceives a copper-colored glow like that of the sunrise. The Bodhisattva who reached to the third bhumi, the third ground, he especially control, reduce the anger and hatred. Therefore, you can see the fire burning. So when the fire burns on the fuels of things going to burn, the fire is for analogy for the wisdom which is realized emptiness. Burning of the fuels of all phenomena is analogy for the dualistic minds. Therefore, the Bodhisattva who reached to the third bhumi, we named luminous, the bhumi we named luminous, because here the child of the Tathagata perceives. So when he reached to the third bhumi, he perceived, everywhere he or she look at, everywhere the lights look like appearing, the copper colors, like the dead of sunrise. Therefore, early morning, like 6:30, when you woke up early morning, when you look at in the sky, you can see the sky color is, like a red color, like copper colors. So he totally reduced the dualistic about all phenomena through practicing emptiness. So he or she become very expert or very master to reducing the anger.
Geshe-la?
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, last Sunday, we stopped at 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
Oh, the stainless.
Yes.
Okay, 2.5.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2.5. That means if when free and living with a forward evolved condition, we do not retain this status we enjoy, we will fall into abyss and be at the mercy of others. What could enable us to rise up again from such as a state? So this is a very important advice for us. Right now, we are quite free from many problems. So we have freedom to practice the Dharma. We have a freedom. We are freedom to follow the path. Also, we have a lot of good conditions. And this time, if we really follow the Dharma, we can be freed from suffering. We can achieve liberation. If we miss this important opportunity, then we will miss forever, then we will born into lower realms, then continuously we remain in lower realms, then nobody really can set us, getting up or, overcome from the lower realms is very important advice. The number 6, 2.6. Therefore, having engaged in this discourse on generosity, the Buddha proceeded to the discourse of morality. And when qualities spring up in the field of morality, enjoyment of the fruits will become continuous. So here we need to see the important link between practicing generosity and practicing morality. So if we only practice generosity, then we have a lot of merit, but we're not really controlling the negative thought, which is cause to lead us into lower realms. Therefore, the second Buddha introduced us, teach the disciple, teach us practicing morality. Because look at when qualities spring up in the field of morality, the enjoyment of the fruit will become continuous. When the spring weather is very perfect, then we can have good fruits, good harvest. So the ethical disciplines is look like spring field, spring weather. If we practice morality in the proper way, then we can enjoy the result of practicing generosity. Therefore, what Nagarjuna said into the precious garland, generosity produces well-being, wealth. Morality produces higher realms and excellent happy state and liberations. So therefore, we need to practice both of them. If we only practice morality, ethical discipline, we can be born as a human into higher realms, but we won't have the excellent condition. Therefore, we can see some of our friends, they are human as same as us. But they try to earn a lot of wealth, but they cannot. This means in the previous life, they practice ethical discipline, but they didn't practice well the generosity. Now you can see important, the link between these two. So the fruit will become continuous. Continuous means, look at, when you born a human, then still you can practice the generosity. Then the result come continuously. So if we born into lower realms, maybe we can enjoy a result of generosity for short moment, but we're not going to accumulate new, cause to having wealth. Then 2.7. Ordinary beings like us and speech-born, Sarvaka, the hearer and slave realizer, those who are established for self-enlightenment, and the child of the concourse, that means ordinary beings like us, the practitioner who on the path to merely liberation, the practitioner who practice bodhicitta, who, were son of the Tathagatas, son of the concord, to their definite goodness and birth in the higher realms, the cause is none other than morality. Right? That means morality is very important. The practitioner who are already path to merely liberation, the practitioner who already on the path to Buddhahood, the ordinary being like us, whatever we have a goodness as a born into higher realms, is only one cause, which is morality. That means in order to born into higher realms, there's only one cause, which is ethical discipline. 4.7. Then 2.8. 2.8. Just as the ocean and the crops do not remain together. So when we go to the oceans, you can see all the trash, the pool at the edge of the ocean by the web. Therefore, the trash, the crops, the dead body cannot remain for a long time, center of the ocean, because they pushed by the web until the edge of the ocean. Those who are, and just as a good fortune and calamity do not keep company. That means fortune and unfortunate, fortune and unfortunate cannot keep company, means they cannot really coexist. Likewise, the great ones who are governed by morality do not wish for company of the immorality. That means the fortune and unfortunate cannot coexist at the same time. Today we are very fortunate to have this good weather. That means that time there won't be bad weather. Same way, when you practice the pure morality, you won't have immorality. So immoral and morality cannot coexist, at the same time. Therefore, likewise, the great ones who are governed by morality do not wish for the company of morality. Number 9, 2.9, who relinquish what and in the relation to whom, when any of these three is objectified, such as morality is described as the mundane perfections, free of attachment to these three supermundans. Again, as in the practice of generosity, also explain the mundanes and supermundans. Same thing when we practice ethical discipline, there's also two types, the mundanes and supermundane practice of morality. Right now, we haven't realized emptiness. Our morality, our practicing, all our practices always be maintenance. It cannot be super maintenance. Therefore, this sentence is very important. Who relinquish what and in relation to whom? So when we practice morality, we practice for whom? How, who the practitioner and the practice for whom, we have to realize these three things empty of inherent existence. So if we're able to practice morality within the knowing, that these three things totally empty of inherent existence, then our practicing morality become super maintenance. Maintenance and super maintenance. These bodhisattvas born of the radiant moon of the morality, who is not of secular existence yet in his glory. The stainless who, like moonlight on the autumn night, remove the pen from the mind of stained beings. So this is actually how we name the bodhisattva who reached to the second bhumi. So here few important, very nice analogy. The radiant moon. The moonlight is always cooling. So particularly the autumn time, when you look at the moon, is so bright, so cool. The cool is opposite of the hotness. Here, the immorality is look like the hotness. When you feel hot, when you stay under the moonlight, you feel so cool. Therefore, ethical discipline is look like moon. The immorality is look like the hotness. About the second bhumi. Now third bhumi. Third bhumi about practicing patience. Because of the fire burning of the fuel of all phenomena produces light here. The third ground is called the luminous. Here the child of the Tathagata perceives a copper color glow like that, one of the sun rays. This is why we name the luminous, or third ground we call ground of luminous. Where a disturbed person to slice flesh from the bone of the body of bodhisattva, though he be innocent, cutting it off once by once over the approach period. This will serve to increase his forbearance towards the tortures. Now you can see how the bodhisattva practice passion. Let's say somebody, with a disturbed person, the angry person or disturbed person, to slash flesh, cut the flesh. Not only flesh, also the bone of the body of the bodhisattva, though he be innocent. Not only just cut the, slash the flesh and bone of the body, but cutting is of once by once, eons by eons. I think like a piece by piece, cut very slowly. But the bodhisattva never get angry. Instead of getting angry, his forbearance towards the torture increase. So for us, if somebody cut our flesh, we're still able to bear the suffering, we're able to control our anger. But when they cut more than flesh and bone, cut just one time, still, let's say, we're able to bear the sufferings. We still control our anger. If somebody cut the flesh and bone, piece by piece, very slowly for many days, so we cannot really be patient. We get anger, we get angry. A bodhisattva, instead of getting angry, increase his patience towards the person who really tortured. Then number 3, again, where for the bodhisattva who sees selflessness, who cut what point, time, in the what manners. He sees all phenomena as images in the mirror. And by seeing thus true, he will have such as forbearance. So there's again 3 things. Who cut? How to cut? Cutting by whom? So Bodhisattva already had seen the 3 things is totally selflessness. Therefore, for him, everything image in a mirror. Therefore, for him, when somebody cut the body, he cannot get really angry. He become more patient because he see things look like image in the mirror. Again, he able to practice the patience according with the superabundance. So the first sentence, how we name the third bhumi as a luminous. Second sentence, even though somebody, torture the bodhisattva, cut flesh and bones, piece by piece, for a long time, he able to be patient. Then sentence, the stanza number 3, why, how he able to be patient like that? Because he or she see all phenomena look like image in the mirror. 3. Number 4, the benefit of practicing patience with the vengeance when someone harm you. Does your bitterness reverse what was already done? Resentment serves no purpose here in this life, and it brings more conflict in the world beyond too. So this is telling the reason why Bodhisattva be patient. Also is telling us if somebody harm us, so we have to be patient. What reason? Then if you respond with a vengeance with someone harm you, right? Somebody harm you, you feel so hurt. Somebody harmed by like things, they injure your body, then you get, if you really respond, then what happened? Does your bitterness reverse what was already done? So let's say somebody punch you, you really feel pain in your body. Then you get angry and give a response. It doesn't mean the pain already you had is not going to reverse. It's still there. Therefore, there's no reason to respond. resentment serve no purpose here in this life. So somebody harm you, if you respond, you have a strong resentment, do again and again, there's no any purpose. Not purpose this for this life, there's no purpose for next life, beyond the this life. Therefore, bring more conflicts in the world beyond true. Then number 5, he who speaks of exhausting the fruit of non-virtuous action performed in the past. How can he bear to plant the seeds of fruits pain by inflicting harm on the other and being angry at them? So whatever somebody harm us, we just think because of my previous karma. Now this is the time to exhaust the negative karma which we have accumulated in the past. So therefore, somebody really makes you very angry, give you a lot of sufferings and problem. You just be patient. You just think, oh, because it is my previous karma. It's good. Now my negative karma, which I have accumulated in the past, is going to exhaust. Is going to over. Therefore, there's no reason to accumulate, negative karma through, responding to others. So then if you respond, if you harm back to the person who harmed you, then again you're accumulating the negative karma. Then negative karma leads you again into the lower realms, or you bring more sufferings. Therefore, stanza number 5 is mainly saying there's no reason to respond, because we always speak about exhausting, eliminating, purifying negative karma. Therefore, the fruits of the non-virtuous action performed in the past, therefore, we are having this problem. That means the negative karma is exhausting very fast, very soon. If you respond, then how can he bear to plant the seeds of the future pains? So if you respond, you're putting new seeds to arise more sufferings and pains. By inflicting harm on others and being angry at them. Because angry at them, responding them, you are putting new seeds for another sufferings. Then number 6 is telling us the consequence of, anger. So if I make somebody angry, I have a strong anger. The anger will destroy, my own virtuous actions. Therefore, so if we make, angry, bodhisattva make angry, so we really going to destroy our lot of on our merits. Therefore, indeed anger fell towards the conquered children, destroys in an instant the virtues gathered. Instant the virtues gather by generosity and morality over hundreds eon. Thus, there's no evil similar to the intolerance. Therefore, reason number 1, somebody harm you, don't respond. If you respond, it doesn't mean, the harm already done you, it's not going to reverse. It's not going to finish. You continually suffer. Reason number 2, if you respond, in a one way, you are thinking, purifying negative karma. On the other hand, you are accumulating new negative karma. Therefore, there are no reason to, respond who somebody harm you. Then, reason number 3, we never know, who is bodhisattva, who is not. Due to some reason, when we get angry, we make other people angry. When other people angry, he or she became angry because of anger. When the anger arises, they destroy a lot of positive actions. Particularly when you make angry to bodhisattvas, so we really destroying a lot of virtues through practicing generosity, through practice of morality. For 100 eons, over 100 eons. Thus, there's no evil similar to intolerance. Therefore, according to Mahayana teachings, great compassion is the most important practice because it is the important seeds to grow all the bodhisattva's paths, all the bodhisattva practices. Then the anger is one of the worst evils which can destroy all the positive virtues, not only virtues, it can be destroyed, the compassion, love. That means they totally destroy the foundation of bodhisattva paths. Therefore, we consider ourselves, I follow Mahayana path or Mahayana teaching. Please, always be very careful about the intolerance. Sometimes we think I'm always be tolerant, then many people always bully me. But it's up to you, because if you think let them harm me, it's good for me to exhausting my negative karmas. Also, you think, it's a good opportunity me to practice compassion, me to practice patience. Without enemy, without somebody makes you angry and uncomfortable, we don't know we able to practice patience or not. Therefore, it is so important to be tolerance, should not be intolerance. Number 7. Number 8. The benefit of practicing patience. So page number 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, we learned the consequence of negative, anger. Also, we learn somebody harm you, we have to be patient. Not only that, the number 7 also particular, the obvious result, consequence of anger. Number 7. The rub disfigures your face and leads you to what is unwholesome. It robs your mind of the judgment of what it is right and wrong. Intolerance is swift to throw you to the lower realms, but forbearance brings quality opposite to be just described. So when you can see, when somebody get very angry, you can see how the person look like. The face is totally changed. Usually the person looks very nice, physical looks very nice. When the person get angry, the physical, outlook is totally changed. Not only that, leads you to what is unwholesome. Before you getting really angry, this is good, this is bad. I should do this, I should not do this. When you really get, angry, so you totally forget which is wholesome, which is unwholesome. Not only that, then it robs your mind of judgment of what is the right, wrong. Intolerance is swift to throw you to the lower realms, because intolerance destroys all the positive actions, the virtuous actions. Now you have only the negative actions, negative, like karma. Then definitely we will born into lower realms. Therefore, the intolerance is totally opposite from the tolerance. So if you be tolerance, you can get all the good qualities. If you be intolerance, you will get all the bad qualities. It's kind of conclusion about the consequence of anger. Then 3.8. 3.8, yeah. The benefit of tolerance or benefit of patience. Forbearance makes you attractive and dear to the sublime one. So also you can see, the person who have a compassion mind, the person always able to be patient, he or her face looks very calm, looks so nice, very peaceful face. This also result or consequence of be tolerance. Not only that, then makes you attractive and dear to the sublime ones. You become wise in knowing what is appropriate and what is not. Afterward, you gain birth as a deva or human. And it secures the exhaustion of negative karmas. So today we can stop here about the patience. So these texts are very important. Please, you read this sentence by sentence, then you really try to understand, not only understand, you try to practice. Because in our life, we have so many problems because of the anger. We wish to achieve a lot of happiness, a lot of good things we cannot achieve because we cannot be intolerance. Therefore, if you consider yourself as a Mahayana practitioner, follow the Mahayana path, follow the Mahayana teaching, please, always very careful with the anger. Always try to be patient. If we cannot be patient, then we know we can have a lot of negative result, negative consequence immediately. Over the long time, also we can have a lot of negative consequences. Therefore, we can stop here about the intermediate way. So next, we will start the Q&A. First, related to the this morning discussion. Then later on, we can move to the question about Lambrim. I will respond. I will answer. We have a few questions from the Lambrim class. Somebody asked a question. Number 3, can you go through the page 155 to 56, the debate about what is the root of virtues being self, surveyed, cut if you have time, you think it is important or not. So as I already respond the last Sunday. Another question about the perfection of joy, joy perseverance. On the page 188, if we feel discouraged, we break the Bodhisattva vow. Then I think I break millions of time by mere thought of the impossible to get enlightenment. Break the Bodhisattva vows, please comment. No, if you become discouraged about practicing bodhicitta, practicing great compassion, I'm not going to say you break the Bodhisattva vows. So Bodhisattva vows, there's a two level. One is the root vows, one is the kind of branches. So due to the anger, if you abandon, say, I'm not going to have this person forever. If you totally give up practicing compassion, practicing love for the particular person, say, I'm not going to, have you anymore forever. This means you don't have a great compassion. Then you destroy the foundation of the bodhicitta. Therefore, then I will consider, you break the bodhisattva vows. When you become discouraged, say, think, I don't think I can achieve enlightenment, not necessary to, destroy it, break the bodhisattva vows. Then page number 182, I read book English and Chinese Lamrim. The definition of joy perseverance have different meaning in the word. Enthusiasm in English simply mean happily doing something with a high energy and a positive mind. However, in the Chinese text, the word enthusiasm is, according to the Chinese way of understanding, means, courageously doing something out of fearless spirit. And it is kind of self-discipline. What is enthusiasm in Tibet? Actually, in Tibetan words, we say there's two words, Zun Du. Zun Du. The joy perseverance actually look like the two words meaning look like put together. Is joy perseverance is not really enthusiasm, it delightness. So put effort delightly for the virtues. Therefore, effort and joy perseverance has a big difference. Yes, we can put effort for the negative things. Is an effort, no, not the joy perseverance. That means there's four possibilities. Something is a effort, not joy perseverance. Three possible. Something is both, something is none of them. Therefore, the joy perseverance is not really enthusiasm, It's doing something very courageously, energetically, happily. We say delightfully. You're putting effort delightfully, let's say happily, towards the virtuous things. Then we can say joy perseverance. Because Tibetan says Zun means effort. Effort. Not only just simply effort. Your effort for the virtuous things. Then we can call joy perseverance. It's nothing to do with, enthusiasm, not really, let's say, happily. The next question, somebody asked, English definition of joy perseverance, English and Chinese translated have slight difference in the meaning. Which language is close to the Tibetan text? When you have, that's, I think the Chinese text is more closer to the Tibetan, languages. There's a reason because when the Buddhism translates into Tibetan and Chinese language, all the translators, most of them came to Tibet, whether Tibetan or Chinese. So they came to India, they went to India, they studied for many years. After study for many years, then they translate Dharma into Tibetan language, into Chinese language. Some language is not really, in Tibetan, in Chinese, then they met, new words, exactly close to the Sanskrit and Pali. Therefore, when you compare the Tibetan and English words, so the Tibetan and Chinese word with the Sanskrit, both of them is very much close to like a Sanskrit. When you compare the English Dharma books with the Sanskrit, sometimes it is totally different because we use the English words based on the Christianity, based on Judaism. Also, I think many other English language is a really, like composition language. Therefore, I can see when I read English and when I compare Tibetan and English, I can see there's a big difference. Also, sometimes they're really missing the very important parts. For example, compassion, love. In Tibet, we can say Nyingje, compassion. Love, we call Chamba. So when I think the meaning of compassion in Tibetan language, I have a, very interesting kind of, feeling. When I use the English word love, then I don't have the particular feeling because I think it's a very not close word to use in Dharma or the English language. Then there's a 3 question. Somebody asked a question. Some Buddhists suffer a lot in the beginning while they do project and serve the Guru and do practice. The sufferings 10 to 20 years, but in later part of their life, when their life become very smooth, do it mean they become lazy? Yes, actually, when you read a story about, let's say, practitioner, most of them at the beginning, they have a lot of difficulties, mentally a lot of difficulties to understand the meaning of Dharma, to not able to practice Dharma, mentally a lot of difficulty. Also physically, they have to face a lot of sufferings because they have to contend with the little thing, the food, the clothes, the place. For example, we everybody know the biography of Milarepa. So many months, he ate only, very, very little food. Also, Lama Tsongkhapa, he was very famous, already famous, very popular. He giving a lot of teaching within 1 day, many different teachings. Even though he has a lot of difficulty, mentally difficulties to understand emptiness. Then he totally lived in all the teachings, giving teachings. He went to a long retreat with the 8 disciples. For that time, he ate only, once time a meal, very little. Sometimes they eat, I think, the bits from the juniper tree. Yes, you can see, we at the beginning, if you be serious practitioner, if you really want to be serious practitioner, definitely you will have a lot of, mentally difficulties, physically a lot of harsh words. It's a very truth for everybody. Slowly then, through a lot of effort, they fully, understood all the meanings, not only understood, they really able to practice the path, step by step. Then they mentally become more free. Physically, they don't need to be that harsh kind of life. They don't have to have that kind of harsh life. It doesn't mean they become lazy. Mentally, they become more, I think they put more effort for practicing Dharma. Physically, you can see they looks very calm, looks very comfortable, but mentally they put more effort. For example, we no need to talk what happened in the past, all the practitioner. For example, he's only Dalai Lama. Right now he's 86 or 87 years, close to 87 years old. So usually he gets up like this day, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 or 8, 5 hours. He does a lot of meditation, lot of practices. Then, have a breakfast. Then again, a lot of studying Dharma, giving teaching. Within 24 hours, most time he was very busy with his own practices. Therefore, looks very happy, looks very comfortable physically, mentally. They never be lazy. There's no reason to be lazy because they totally overcome from laziness. Therefore, this question is from, I think, somebody. There another question related to the 37 practice of Bodhisattvas. The sentence number 22 and 23. So I will read for you the sentence number 22 and 23 in English. So 22 and 23. 22, the sentence number 22. Whatever appears in your own mind, your minds from the start was free from the fabricated existence. Understanding this, do not take a mind, inherent son of the subject and object. This is practice of Bodhisattva. 23. When you encounter attractive objects, though they seem beautiful, like a rainbow in the summer, do not regard them as a real and give up attachment. This is a practice of Bodhisattva. I hope the person who asked this question, can you unmute your mic? Unmute your mic. Are you there? Kunji.
Oh.
The person who asked this question, is he or she there?
If I'm not wrong, this question comes from Mui Ching.
Winchi, are you there?
She's not present today, Geshe-la.
Okay. Okay, in which she's not there. Therefore, even though I explained, I remember very clearly, His Holiness said, the Ngulchu Tome Zangpo, who composed the 37 practices of Bodhisattva, he followed the Chitta Mantra view. He practiced bodhicitta. His view is based on the Chitta Mantra. Chitta Mantra, right? So therefore, English, you said the mind only school. I said it's not the accurate words. We say mind only school. We must say merely mind school, merely. For according to Chitta Mantra proponent, according to from a point of view from their school, for them everything is look like dream. Everything a reflection of our own mind. For example, there's a container of water. It's full of water. The water is a water for us. Let's say liquids. Something on the container. The something in the container is water for us. This is the nectar for the devas. This thing is blood for the hungry ghosts. In the reality, there's only one substance. One substance appeared to us as a water, appeared blood as a hungry ghost, appeared as a nectar to the deva. That means actually for us water, because it's become water. For us water because it's our own mental reflections. Nothing, substantially, solidly there. Therefore, whoever asked the question is explained mainly the point of view from the Chitta Mantra school. Then there's another question. Somebody raised the question. Stanza 14 and 37, principal aspect of the path. How does one understand the solitude and how to explain that one want to seek this selfish, right? Selfish, no. Kunji, can you read for me?
Okay. It's with reference to stanza 14 of the three principal aspects of the path. Question is, how does one understand solitude and how to explain that one wants to seek this solitude to family members? And the second section is reference to stanza 2 and 3 of the 37 practices of Bodhisattvas, also mention about giving up own homeland and stay in solitude or seclusion. These are not running away from responsibility. How can one practice if one's family members do not understand?
Yeah, how to seek the solitude to the family members, right?
Yes.
That means he was saying, in order to practice the Dharma, or we have to stay in the, we need to stay in the solitude, right?
Yes.
Then how to seek? Like a permission from the family, is it?
In a way, yes.
Yeah. Actually, traditionally, I think we everybody know, in the past, most of the practitioners were like monks and nuns. Also, there are, I think, few lay people who seriously practice Dharma in the retreat, stay in the solitude. This day, if you have a family, then you need to think which is better. Stay with the family, do the proper dharma practice, or get permission from the family, stay alone somewhere, which is better for you in dharma practice. Yes, at the beginning we think it is good to be, solitude and do dharma practice, away from the family. Then you have a less disturbance. So physically, yes, you can isolate, solitude from your families. But mentally, if you always remember your family, your mind always attached with your family, then there's no point to stay into solitude. Seeking permission, I think it depends on the family. If the family very much depend on you, I don't think they let you go. Without, receiving permission in your family, if you really leave your house, if you really achieve whatever you wish to achieve, at the end, everything will become good. If you cannot achieve what you wish to achieve at the end, then you totally leave your family. You're not going to achieve what you wish to achieve. That means you haven't got anything. Your family is not happy, so you cannot achieve you wish to achieve. So this, I think, very much depend on you, how much you really, convince about your practice. So I don't have any particular answer how to seek, kind of permission your family. The second question also is look like, for the responsibility, how can I practice if one's family member do not understand? This thing, I think, is, common problem. Someone wants to be monk and nun, be a monk or nun, they really want, but the family, they don't understand why, he or she want to be like that, right? Then, how to stay in this, not running away from the responsibility of how to practice one family member do not understand. Yeah. So now this, I think I'm mixing two questions together. About the giving up homeland and stay in solitude, seeking section. These are not running away from responsibility. How one, yeah. So generally, you can have a two responsibility. One, as a, having a family, you have a responsibility to take care of your family. Second, as a practitioner, you have another responsibility to practice the Dharma seriously. If you compare this two responsibility, which is more important? Something not in, so first you think which is more important. If you think, just leave behind your family and go, Dharma practice is more important, then in the future, you can think, I can benefit for my family, then it's okay. You can, leave your homeland and stay in the solitude. But many people don't want to do the responsibility as having family. You just, give up your family and stay in somewhere is good. Yes, we have in Tibetan society, there's a family problems. Husband not happy with the wife. Maybe wife is not happy with the husband. Then they say, okay, they just, run away, become a monks and nuns. Those are not the proper way to, become a monks and nun. It's not proper way to abandon your homeland. Therefore, you can see before we take the individual vows, like a full ordained vows, one of the about, one of the master asked, have you got permission from your family? So in order to become full audience, the person must need, proper permission from family. Otherwise, he or she not supposed to be a full ordained persons. Therefore, it's up, responsibility we need to think which is more important. If you think, even though my family don't understand, I will do my practice. Therefore, I will leave this home. It should be okay. Also, I really don't have any idea. Then another question here. Wenji, can you read the next question?
Yeah. This will actually be the last question pertaining to the revision session.
Yeah.
This from the Chinese side.
Yeah.
Okay. A greater vehicle follows Dharma. Lesser vehicle follows belief or faith. I have received many teachings from His Holiness and am still confused. Cannot develop clear understanding and thought process. Should I accept myself as one of the lesser vehicle and practice via belief by reciting the mantra? Thank you, Geshe-la.
Another question I thought is important to respond, because here look at the great vehicle follow the Dharma, the lesser vehicle follow belief in faith. I think there's some translation problems. So I don't know when teaching you are talking. There's I think translation problems. There's two kinds of Buddha's follower at the Buddha lifetime. One follow his teaching based on knowing the reasonings, based on study. We call, in Tibetan call, the wise person follow Buddha teaching through Dharma. Dharma means they study the Dharma, they have a lot of questions. Then finally he or she thought, oh, this is correct. Then we follow his teachings. There's another group, they just follow his teaching without investigation, without analyze. Then we call, they follow, belief in faith. Merely he or she accept Buddha teaching based on faith. There another group, he or she accept or follow the Buddha teaching with the reasoning, with the wisdom. Therefore, we call the wise, follower, follow Buddha teaching based on the Dharma, through study Dharma. The second is not wise person, accepted or followed Buddha teaching merely based on faith. It's nothing to do with the great and lesser vehicle. I think there's some translation problems, or maybe you have some misunderstanding. Are you there? The person who asked question, are you there?
Geshe-la, she's not here today.
Okay. So Sonam, if you have a time, you just,
She will listen back to the recording. So Geshe-la, you can respond.
Therefore, His Holiness said many times, when he introduced Buddhism, he said, first we need to know the two truths, then Four Noble Truths, then Triple Gems, then take refuge. This is how the wise person follow Buddha teachings. Second, you can see the Lamrim at the beginning, without explaining everything, actually they explain, how to rely on the teacher. This means based on the belief in faith. It's nothing to do with the great and lesser vehicles. Yes, I personally, I can say maybe you can consider as not analytical person who analyze everything, then accept the Buddha Dharma. Here, very important for you, you please don't give up your daily practice, recitation, chanting, prostration. You can do as usual. Then at the end, every day, at the ending of your practice, you just dedicate the merit for having, better understanding, increase your wisdom, having, like deeper understanding of Dharma. If you every day dedicate the merit for having better and profound understanding of Dharma, then slowly, you increase your wisdom. Also, every morning, you just pray to Manjushri, recite the mantra for maybe few hundred times every morning. It's help you to have a better knowledge, better understanding, also increase your wisdom. So please don't give up as your daily practice. Please continue. Also, sometimes you have just free time to analyze. If you cannot analyze, if you not, don't have any wisdom to analyze, then do a lot of dedication for having better wisdom. Okay, so is it right?
Geshe, actually, there are 4 more questions on the queue, of
Okay.
which 1 is pertaining to today's session, and 3 is pertaining to yesterday's Lamrim.
Okay. First question, please.
First question is from John and Roslyn. Geshe, can you explain again the difference between serenity versus one single pointedness? Thank you.
For one single pointedness, I give you the answer very simple way. You are human being. Human beings are not you. Likewise, the single pointedness mind is not the serenity. The serenity is single pointedness mind. So here, what you need to know, in order to reach to the serenity, you have to go through nine different steps. Each of the 9 steps are included into single pointedness mind, single pointed meditation, but not considered then as a serenity. All serenities, serenity must consider as a single pointed meditation or single pointed minds. Okay, next question, please.
Next question is from Tanya.
Morning, Genla, and morning, everybody. My question is on Madhyamikavatara teaching this morning. Verse 3.6 talks about how feeling anger towards the conqueror's children destroys in an instant the virtue gathered by generosity and morality over 100 eons. I've heard there's debate about this, and I really would like to know what you think, whether if you dedicate your virtuous actions, whether that means that it's then saved from being destroyed, or whether it makes no difference if you actually do make, if you are angry, it does destroy your roots of virtue. Thank you.
Yes, generally when we say, when you dedicate the merit, so the anger cannot destroy it. Right? Yes, this is say, for example, you have a cup of water. If you keep the water without not pouring in the ocean, the water is slowly going to be dry. So if you throw the cup of water in the ocean, then the cup of water remain in the ocean until ending of the oceans. This is the analogy. But still, the anger, when we say destroys, there's a different meanings. Once, without dedication, you're really going to destroy the angers. You already dedicate the merit, then say the anger destroyed your positive, your virtuous actions. Mean, let's say you're going to reach to the first, let's say, accumulation paths. Preparation paths. Let's say you're going to achieve preparation paths within 10 years. 10 years. Then somehow you get really strong anger arises so strongly, then it slow down your practice, your path, your practice to achieve the accumulation, preparation, accumulation paths. It is a slow down. You're supposed to reach to the accumulation paths within 10 years. Maybe for you take another more than 10 years, maybe 20, 30, 40, maybe another 50 years. Sometimes there's a meaning, slow down your practice. Then means there's a few meaning. One is, if you don't dedicate, you're going to destroy. If you already dedicate your merit, that means still due to the anger, your practice become more slower. So therefore, I think the books, Perry mentioned, the books will come in the 2021. So please, when the books come, please you read.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debates, and also what happened, if I make angry bodhisattva, what happened? Bodhisattva between make angry each others. There's a different level of anger, different ways of how to destroy the positive actions. Positive action, virtuous action can be the actual action, positive action can be referred to the practice.
Okay. Thank
Next
you.
question, please.
Geshe, this is the second last question. It comes from Mei Yan. Her question is there a direct relationship between the 5 levels of emptiness and the 3 levels of understanding of dependent origination, and also their relation to the different Buddhist school? Thank you.
So whoever asked this question, can you tell me what are the 5 levels of emptiness? Hello?
Mei Yan, can you please answer Geshe? Thank you.
Hi, Geshe.
The 5 levels of emptiness.
Hi, Geshe. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes. Thank you, Geshe, for all your explanation. Maybe I just wanted to find out, okay, from the 3 levels of understanding of dependent origination, the first, which is cause and effect, the other one is dependent on whole and parts, and the last one dependent on mental imputation. Does it have a direct relationship with the definition of the emptiness that is trying to negate? So for example, dependent on cause and effects, it actually negates the emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent existence. And the second one is negating only substantial and autonomous existence. And the third one is mainly negating emptiness of inherent existence. I just don't know whether is it a one-to-one or it overlaps.
Yes, it depends on the person, because in order to fully understand emptiness, if the person is not, that intelligent, then he or she can move step by step. First, he or she negate the gross negation of the selflessness. Then they realize the gross level of gross selflessness. Negate the negation of the gross selflessness. They realize the gross selflessness based on understand the not what you call three character, right? Unity, permanence, and singleness. Then he or she realize one of the gross selflessness based on realizing the first meaning of dependent origination, dependent on cause and condition. Then second, he or she need to move more for more deeper level of selflessness. Therefore, the Chitta Mantra school and the autonomous school, they really cannot establish any phenomena without substantially existent. So therefore, when he or she understand how we establish the phenomena merely based on parts and whole, there's nothing substance there to establish the phenomena as it is. Then knowing the dependent on parts and whole, it negate the substantially existent. Then the third one, based on knowing merely designation, then the person already understood the conventional phenomena based on negate the thing which exists inherently. It depends on the person who are not that intelligent. It's better to go first step, then second step, then third step. If you are very intelligent, if you have enough understanding of the Madhyamika, the point of view about emptiness, how to use all the logics, you don't need to go step by steps. This one, if you, I think the books already translated into English by Geshe Lobsang, recognizing the mother, right? Recognizing the mother by Changyar Rinpoche, right? Please, everybody read this, the text is very short. It's really important text. If you are very intelligent, when you read these verses, the second paragraph, it really introduces you the emptiness. Emptiness look like mother. The basis of the phenomena, the basis are look like father. Then the dependent origination, the logic look like brother. He used father, mother, brother as an emptiness and the basis of emptiness and the logics. So that means if you're intelligent, no need to go step by step. You can go directly to the emptiness only using the third level of dependent originations. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending the class, and have a happy Sunday and be safe.